All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be replacing the fog lights on the 2005 Tahoe. This is what I got from Amazon. I'm going to go with the amber ones just because of the look, and obviously they function pretty well when it's raining or foggy, and that's what I want. So they look pretty good. They have the bracket and everything already, so it's usually a pretty easy install. You got 2 bolts on top. Take those 2 bolts, take it off, and that's the adjustment. The adjuster is pretty easy. It's a huge handle for the adjuster, and it should work. So right now, as it stands, the old fog lights that are on there are pretty corroded, so I need to go ahead and remove the old ones. Here's what they look like right now. That's one of them. They're pretty much dead. And here's the other one. Now, underneath all of that, the plug on this side is dead. I'll show you. They were never plugged in when I got them, so they were already disconnected, and the light bulb was already gone. So this plug right here, it's kind of corroded, but it looks like it'll still work. But if it doesn't or anything happens, I'll just order a new plug and replace it. I'll crimp it right here, replug it, resolder it, and put it back in. But I'm hoping right now that it'll work. And then the other side over there, there was no light bulb either. They were just hanging like that. I'm going to go ahead and install them anyways because they look like crap. And then I'll leave the light bulb in there connected. And if they don't work, then most likely it's going to be the fog light switch, which is right here. Now, I did have some issues with this switch. The little dome light sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't. You see that? And sometimes it'll get stuck. So I went ahead and bought this little box, an aftermarket one. It'll give me the new dimmer and then the new light switch. And if the fog lights don't work, I'm not going to be too worried about it, because you could order this switch with the fog lights. You see that? Oh yeah, you see that? It's already pretty bad. It might not work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install them. I'm going to order this switch right now from Amazon. Yeah, this is pretty bad. It's probably dead for sure. It doesn't look like it works. I'm going to order the switch also, but I'm going to install them. Let's see if I can get power to them. If the fuse or the, I guess it relay, maybe it has a relay, I don't know. But this works. It's a little kind of weird, feels weird. But my main thing was the fog light. And since I've already punctured a hole through it, that pretty much tells me it definitely needs to replace. So I'll be ordering that next. But I'm going to go ahead and install them anyway, so it doesn't look that bad. And then once I do that, there's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to fix this right here. You see that dip? I'm going to use my heat gun, heat it up, and then I'll slowly pop it back out. So let's get started. All right, guys, so you'll need a small ratchet. I usually keep this little kit around. It's been a really handy little kit. And then you'll need a 10. It's got 2 10 bolts on top of each. It's got 2 on each side. So you'll need the 10, your ratchet. I'll probably spray a little bit of WD-40 to clean the contacts. I usually have contact cleaner, but this will be all right. And then we're going to go ahead and set it up, take them apart real quick, and then let's see how it goes. And then I'm going to go ahead and install, like I said. If for any reason they don't work, I'm not going to be too mad, mainly because at least I got the look that I want for now. And then I'll just order the switch, and then I'll install the switch. Now, I did order the headlight and the dome and dimmer switch. So when that one comes in, I'll probably wait, and then I'll do the other one, and then I'll go ahead and do them all together. So right now we're going to take everything with us, and let's go get down. Like I said, I'm more concerned about the way the truck looks right now in that sense, because I don't want it to look like that. I want it to look cleaner. It already has the new headlights. These are aftermarket too. It has a new both sides and top bottom. I want to get a red bow tie, just so it'll kind of go with the whole maroon. I was even thinking about painting it maroon color. I could do that. The other thing is, the windows have a lot of like hard rain, so I'm probably going to take some wax with a steel wool and give them a quick clean, and then they'll be like spotless. And then the only other thing that I don't like is I don't like the fact that these tail lights are so dull, and these are OEM. So what I'll probably do is I'll sand them down and do some bulldog, and then go ahead and do the clear coat on them. That way at least it'll look nicer than just a dull look on them. All right, so let's get started on this deal real quick so we can finish up before it gets dark. So as you can see, it's kind of a tight space, but you have enough room to move around. And the 2 bolts that you need are right here. So it's not like you're going to be struggling to take them off. And it should be a pretty easy takeoff. I think you should be able to see what I'm doing right there. Yep, there they are right there. So it should be pretty easy. And like I said, once you get those 2 bolts out, it's just matching the fog lights to the other ones, and then plugging them in and see if they work. For my situation, like I said, I already know my switch might be bad, so I'm not expecting them to work. So I'm really just doing this for the look. But if they do work, I'm still gonna have to disconnect them because my switch is bad, and I think the lights will just stay on, and I think that's what's gonna end up happening. And honestly, I don't want that. Obviously I'm not gonna leave them on, so I'm just gonna put them on, and then we'll see what they look like. All right, let's get these things out real quick. So as you can see, they are pretty worn out. This is the better one of the 2, but it's pretty dead. I'll keep it anyways as a spare. You never know, you might need parts. I always like collecting parts. And this is basically what they look like right here. So it's a pretty cool look. I like the amber look. You hear that? Ah, that's so satisfying. Anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and install this one real quick, and then I'll take the other one out. All right, so I got one in. That looks pretty good compared to the other side. Yeah, definitely a lot nicer. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one, and then we'll try them out. All right, so as you can see, this one was super bad. Yeah, it's pretty dead. The whole chrome inside has already come out. But once again, I'm gonna keep the brackets. They look like they'll still be used for something. You never know. Maybe these brackets, these don't feel that great. They're a little flimsy. If anything goes wrong, I'll just switch out the fog lights to this bracket, and at least you'll get the OEM bracket with, you know, aftermarket. But this should fit. Everything looks the same. They look like they'll work. I don't know. We'd have to check them, but as you can see, it's not that much of a difference. At least to me, it isn't. I don't know. But we'll look at them. And once again, we'll go ahead and peel this off and get ready. Ready? Ooh, the sound of new. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and mount this one, and let's see what it looks like. All right, let's go. All right, so as you can see, that's where one bolt goes. The other one goes here, and this is your hole for the fog lights. So it's a pretty easy job, so I don't see why you couldn't be able to do it. Then obviously this one goes in, you line it up, and then you put your bolts in, and then it's that easy. So don't be scared, you gotta try it. So we're gonna go ahead and mount it real quick. See if we can get it done. there it is. So now that we got it in, all we gotta do is lock it in real quick, and then we'll be ready to go. So let's do that. All right, so both of them are in. Now remember, I haven't adjusted them yet. It's still kind of light. I'm gonna wait till it gets evening. But the next thing I have to figure out is if they even work. Now, I don't think they'll work right now because the switch is dead. So I'm gonna have to order a switch. My main purpose of putting these on right now was basically for the look. I didn't want it to look like crap, and it looked really bad with the beat up ones. So I went ahead and changed them, and this is what it looks like now. So they actually look pretty good. I like them. I just gotta adjust them, and like I said, I haven't done that yet, and that's the next step. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure out the lighting and the electrical. And I think maybe they took the relay off, because once that switch gets stuck, if it's stuck and it's always going to be on, then obviously the fog lights will stay on. And I think that's what happened, because the switch doesn't click. You see that? So I do think that the switch is dead, and then maybe they took the relay off. So I'm going to see if they did take the relay off. If they did, that's fine. I'll end it right there. I'll order a new switch. I'll order a new relay, and then let's see what happens. So make sure to subscribe, hit the like and notification bell. That way you can check out that video, because it seems like we're gonna have to have a part 2 of this. So let me check it real quick. Let's get those little details. For sure, I know I need this switch and I need a relay, I bet you. So we're gonna go look real quick. All right, so after doing a little research here, I did find the fog light relay, and that's the one right here, and it's definitely missing. So as you can see, they took the relay out for that exact reason. I do believe, and you can see it right here, I'll show it to you. That right there, it is the fog lamp, and it's a 4-prong relay. And they did take it apart, or they took it off, mainly because the fog lights switch basically broke. So I will need the fog light relay, and they did take both of them. I do believe that it has 2, or it has 1, but it should have another one here, if I'm not mistaken. I'd have to double check, do some research just to see what the diagrams say, but it should have one here, because on the actual manual here, it does call for it. It also has a fog light right here, so it could be that one's for one side, the other one's for the other side. So yeah, I have to figure out if it needs both relays or if it needs just one. But I'm gonna go ahead and order 2, and it seems like they're both gonna be just a 4-prong relay. You could see it right there. This one only has 4 wires, and that's the relay right there for the fog light. So once the switch went bad, obviously the easiest thing to do is just take out the relay. I guess that's what everybody just does. Maybe I would have done the same thing, but maybe you could take off the light bulbs. I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and order them, and then once again, guys, if you buy a used car, you're gonna have issues, and you're gonna have to deal with them. That's just part of this whole deal. If you're gonna buy a used car, at least buy a used car that you're gonna be happy doing this kind of stuff with. These OBS trucks, the 80s models, the 90s models, these up to like 2012 were real easy to work with, and a lot of them are pretty basic. You just gotta like take your time and get in there. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and order the fog light switch, the wiper motor switch, or the wiper switch. That's what this one is. I'm gonna order 2 relays, and I'm gonna wait. When they get here, I'll go ahead and start messing with the switch, because I have 2 switches to replace, this one and this one. I'll go ahead and drop the relays. I'm gonna go ahead and buy that one plug that's really bad in the front, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But you know, once again, I mean, if you get into any of these older cars, these are kind of the things that you're going to deal with, and it's just part of like messing with these cars. We did clean the engine that day a little bit, you know, here and there. We filled up the coolant, because we did replace the water pump, or the thermostat, sorry. We went ahead and filled the reservoirs, checked the oils. Everything was tip top. Like I said, this one, the major issue on this Tahoe, it's the rear main seal, which I know that I have to do sooner or later, but it's not that bad. It's just starting to leak. So this is what it looks like right now, and it looks pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with it. even though they didn't work, I still feel like I accomplished what I wanted today. I just wanted it to look all new and not look like crap. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna order the switch, order the relays, and I'm gonna get down to the wire part on the electrical and see if I can get it to work. But all right, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe, stay in your element. Remember, buying a used car is fun if you know how to mess with them and you can mess with them. But they do require a little bit of work. So just keep that in mind, guys. Take it easy out there. Y'all be cool.